I'd like to welcome you to this video on the binder feature within Projecis. Projecis has a significant number of features within the system, including security, file repository, communication tools, project planning, task management, and so on. In this particular video, we'll be focusing on the binder feature. We'll be reviewing what is a binder, who can create them, how to add the binder option to projects, and how to use them. First, what is a binder? A binder is a table of contents-like structure that you create, and you can link it to various pieces of content within your project, such as files, assignments, discussions, news, and so on. You can use it for a variety of purposes, including a shortcut to project information, bundling information for a variety of purposes such as training, and an alternate organization of information that you might want to access on a regular basis. The uses for the binder feature are almost endless. The binder feature can be created by anybody on the project team. However, only leaders on the project can share binders with those outside the project team. Only subscription administrators can add the binder option to projects. So similarly, when you create projects, only administrators can create projects. Again, only administrators can add the option to use the binder within a given project. There are a number of binder characteristics that you should keep in mind. 1. Binders are project specific and can only link to content within that given project. Members can create multiple binders, so you're not stuck with one binder for one purpose. You can actually create a number of binders for a number of purposes. Binders can be made available to other members on the project team. So I can share a binder that I create with somebody else that happens to be on my project team within Projecis. Only the creator of a binder can edit it, even if it's made available to others on the team. And that includes others that may be leaders. Several binders can link to the same piece of content. If I do create multiple binders, they can still connect to similar or the same type of information, for example, a file. If the content is updated, the binder will access the latest version. If we take the example that we just reviewed in the previous bullet, and we're linking to a file, and that particular file is a new version is uploaded, the binder will access the latest version of that particular file. If a member does not have access to content traditionally within the project, they will not be able to access that content. So let's take that file example that we just discussed. If I create a binder and it links to a file, and I share that file with somebody on my project team, and that person on that project team does not traditionally have access to that file, they will not be able to either A, see that that item is on my binder, and B, certainly cannot open it. With that, let's go directly into the demo. In this example, I've logged in as Luke Skywalker. Let's take a quick look at how we can add a binder feature to a particular project. I can see here that I have a project here called Commercial Real Estate, and I can see a number of features that are available for this particular project, and we see that binder is not one of them. Let's go ahead and add the binder feature to this project. I simply click on my name, go down to Workspace Management, because on this subscription, Luke Skywalker is an administrator. Because he's an administrator, he has access to Workspace Management. I click on Workspace Management, go to the Project tab, click on the project that I want to add that particular feature to, edit its details, and then add the binder feature. Similarly, I can go in here and hide a variety of features if I'd like as well, and then update this project. I can then take a look at the project that I just added the binder feature to, and you can see that binders has been added as an additional feature within this given project. Let's go into a project and take a look at a binder that's already been created. I'm going to go directly to the binder feature within Project Rotoprophia. You can see that I have two binders here. If I want to create an additional one, all I do is click on New Binder, enter the binder name, determine who on my team should have access. I can dictate who has access. I can make it public for everybody on this project team, sensitive, private, or confidential. If you make it private confidential, certainly you can control permissions by person, by company on the project, by role, or by groups. And these are groups that I've previously created for this particular project. And then all I do is hit OK. I can then add folders. If I add a folder, I just type in the folder name, and I can add a number of folders. You'll notice after I click this particular folder, it will then open up the next branch in the tree, and I can do a variety of things. You can see I can add folders, I can add items, I can rename this particular folder, I can move and delete items. So let's go ahead and add another folder. And let's add one more. Now that I've added these folders, if I want to put content within this folder, I can go to the next section and either add additional content or even add folders if I wish. Let's go ahead and add an item. Clicking on Add an Item will actually give me access to a variety of pieces of information within this project that I can link to. And you can see they can be meetings, events, news, files, tickets, tasks, milestones, and so on. Let's go ahead and attach it to a particular file. I'm going to click on Files and click a particular file within this area and then attach it. I can even go ahead and add another item. Let's make this one a task. Let's make it CRF development. And I can go ahead and continue to add items. Once I've added all the items that I want, I need to save this particular binder by clicking the Save Binder in the upper right. If you do not click the Save Binder, your entries will not be retained. If I click on one of these items, let's click on the CRF book. I'll get a thumbnail of the contents of this particular file, and I'll get metadata associated with this file. If I want to preview the item, I simply click on Preview. And if I want to go to that particular section within the project, I simply click on Open in Projecis. As you can imagine, the branches on this tree can get fairly long. And you could see that there is an ability to actually navigate through some of these levels by just clicking on various sections in the top area and go back. Now let's move this particular folder. Now I have this one level down within the tree, but let's say I want to bring it back to the top level of this particular tree. I simply click on the item, click on Move, and decide where it should go, and click OK. You can see the item and the things underneath them have been moved to that particular area within the binder. Some other items to take a look at. At the top, you can see I can save this particular binder, I can share it, and I can edit some of the information. If I click on Edit Binder, it'll give me the opportunity to actually manage the permissions around this particular binder, who has access to it, as well as changing the binder name. Because I created this binder and I am a leader on this project, I can also share this binder with those outside of Projecis. If I decide to share this binder, I can click on the share feature, add an optional password and optional expiration date, and then generate the link. I can then copy this link and email it to a person that I want to have access to this particular binder. Although we just reviewed these, let's talk a little bit about the primary ways to allow others to see your binder. And those include providing access and sharing your binder. Let's use this binder as an example. When I create a binder, or if I decide to edit a binder, I can control who has access by member, company, role, or group. The common factor is that members, companies, roles, or groups have to be part of this project team. This is very different from when you share a binder. In sharing a binder, you can generate a link and provide this link to those outside of the project team. In addition to being largely internal or external to the project team, there are a variety of other differences between providing access versus sharing your binder. When you provide access, you're utilizing the Projecis security protocol that we just saw. Content within the binder retains its security profile. Any team member can provide access to others on the project team. Members provided access to a binder can open content in Projecis and view versions and comments. This is very different from when a binder is shared with somebody outside of Projecis. Only leaders can share a binder with others. It utilizes a system-generated link that is then emailed to others. Other things to note are also I can navigate to specific folders, I can search for items within my binder, and there are a variety of shortcut features within the system as well. Well, let's open up another binder, field trading items. And we can see that there are a number of items within this particular folder, including this particular file, which is called bid3. Bid3 is a document, and let's open up this particular document within Projecis. If we take a look at who has access to this particular document, you can see that nobody has access since it's been marked confidential and no other names have been added. So the only person that should have access is myself, Luke Skywalker. Let's go ahead and see what that binder looks like from another person within the project team. I've now logged in as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is also a leader on Project Rotoprophia. And we're going to open up this particular binder. And we can see we also have a variety of folders that since it's being shared and it is available to Obi-Wan Kenobi. However, the document bid3 is missing from this list. Because he does not have access to this particular file, he does not see it within the binder. Another important aspect is only the person that creates the binder can actually edit the binder. So this particular binder was created by Luke Skywalker. I'm now looking at this binder as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I can view items that I have access to, but I cannot add any levels, add any items or folders within this particular binder. If you ever have a question as to who owns a particular binder, you can go to the Browse Binders and look at the owners list. With that, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us in this Projecis video.